Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Evening. Morning.
Or good night. Maybe you're listening to this before bed.
Maybe.
Or like in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Or in the shower.
Yeah, in the shower.
Maybe we're your shower people.
That's where I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, I do it when I get ready and I do my makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. I'm like, I need some friends. I'm like, let me find a podcast. Boom.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to us and I'm like, we're cool. We're cool. Okay, so this is something different we're doing. We're going to do something different. We had a topic, and we're still going to do it. But I wasn't feeling it, you guys. I just was like, I don't really feel like talking about that right now. So I was watching one of my Bravo shows and I was like, this is what I want to talk about. And so when Joel showed up, I was like, oh, by the way, I want to change the whole entire episode.
And I was like, all right, cool. What are we doing?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. She has no idea what the topic is.
No clue.
But I know this will be fun. And I think the best part about us doing like our podcast is that like we're just being really ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that you guys enjoy that.
Yeah. I think so.
For your girlfriends.
Authentically us.
Yeah. So this topic is about secrets.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What kind of secrets?
So we're going to talk about girl code.
Ooh, girl code.
We're going to talk about secrets involving your spouse and like how we feel about like all of that. Like when do you tell your husband your secrets, or like what if he spills your secrets
to other people?
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then I also want to talk about like what do you do if you feel like the trust is broken and you tell someone something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what we're diving into. Because I feel like that is it's important. This happens to all of us.
Yeah.
Or even times where we've accidentally spilled
like a secret.
Mm-hmm. And like, how did we handle it?
Yeah.
So I thought the first topic we will kind of go for is just like, we're just going to start with girl code and define it.
As girl code?
Yeah.
I would say girl code for me is something that you and your best friend have that you don't tell anybody outside of each other. It's like, this is our thing. This is what we talk about. And nobody else really has to like know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does
that kind of feel how you feel about it?
Yeah, I feel like girl code is just, it's sacred.
Yeah.
When you feel the need to be like, dude, I need to talk to you about this. It's you saying like, I feel like you are my safe space and you're not going to share this with anybody.
Yeah. You have to feel really safe about it.
Yeah.
But there's also a part of girl code that's like, when you see something happening to somebody, you automatically have their back.
Yeah.
Like say you're in a bar and you see somebody who is being a little too aggressive with your friend. I feel like girl code can come into that too.
Yeah.
Like, oh, girl code is like, we go save our friend.
Yeah. Or just like or not even that, but any woman in general.
Yeah.
Like we have this, I don't know. We're just a coven.
Yeah.
We're a universal coven. If I see a man acting a certain way toward a woman, like I'm going to step in, even if I don't even know you. Or if I see something that I'm like, this doesn't seem right, I'm going to be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because we have to protect each other.
We have to. Being nobody a girl in this world is really hard.
It can be very difficult.
Yeah.
Like even just going out in public and being by yourself.
Yeah.
Like
I think that when it comes to girl code, it is you taking a step in like your relationship, like a new friendship. You're kind of like testing out the waters, being like, okay, like, how do you feel about this?
Yeah.
And like, let's talk about it. And if it gets out, you're kind of like, you're untrustworthy.
Yep.
It's a test. I think it's like a weird test we
kind of like test each other with. Yeah.
Not that it's like, not like I'm always testing my friendships, but I just think you get to a point with a friend where you feel really comfortable. And you're like, hey, like, I kind of like want to talk some shit, and be like, what do you think about that? And then you hope that is like sacred and it stays within the girl code.
Yeah. I feel like in my job too, specifically, there's a lot of like, we listen and we don't judge.
Yes.
Which we've talked about before, like in other circumstances, because there's just like something about somebody touching you and being physical.
Yeah.
And not in like a weird way, but just like the energy transfer between two people. You just have this like comfortability. So there's been times where people have told me stuff and I'm like, I can't share that with anybody. Like that's not something that anybody needs to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they like trust me with that.
Yeah.
So I want to remind everybody like, hey, like you're in a safe space, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's probably, well, if you don't know, Jules is a hairdresser.
Yeah. We talked about it a few times.
She is a therapist, basically. Hairdressers are a therapist.
Therapy. Without the doctor.
You should start charging extra, like taking insurance or something. But yeah, I think that when you are sitting in a chair, and also too, like, I think not having that eye contact, because you're behind them. They can see you kind of, but you're not focusing in on them. It makes people more vulnerable. I was reading an article that said if you really want to get close with people, do it in a car. Yeah, because their walls will come down when they're driving, because everybody's just kind of like looking straight. It gets uncomfortable when you're like eye to eye.
Yeah.
So
I can see that.
That's why it's probably comfortable to do it. Like, or why people always open up when they're getting their hair done, because although they can see you, they see that you're not really looking at them, and so it helps them feel more relaxed.
Almost like a passive, like, listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like when you're making eye contact a lot, it can be really intimidating.
Yeah.
To talk about what you want to say, unless you're super comfortable with the person.
Yeah, I mean, I love eye contact, so I'm always like staring at people. I'm like,
But I notice for myself, when I talk to people, I kind of like look away, because it's just a natural way of me like remembering my thoughts and not being intimidated by like staring deeply into somebody's eyes, you know, because sometimes it's intimidating.
It can be.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm just like staring into your soul.
But when I listen to people, I stare intently.
So. I feel like it's important to do that.
Yeah.
My husband has a hard time looking into people's eyes. He's always drifting. I'm like, over here, look at their faces.
Hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about like some scenarios of like when do you break girl code? Because there might be instances where you're like, would I break girl code in this situation? So like one of the things I wrote about is like a friend tells you something about their marriage, and do you break girl code on that if it's like something
like negative
serious
about the other person?
Yeah.
I think it would depend.
Yeah.
But I also think that it's like, how involved do you want to get in other people's business?
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's been instances where I've like learned stuff about people, and I think that I've gone and said something and it's backfired on me for being the one to point it out. Because either they already knew about it, or they like don't want to hear it from me because they think I'm just getting too much into their business. So it really depends. Like sometimes I feel like if I know something about someone, I'm just going to leave it alone because I don't want to get involved.
Right.
But if they're like going to physically hurt them in a way, I think that's when it's okay.
Yeah.
To break girl code. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I hear about somebody, like, I don't know, if I hear you're mad and you're going to slash somebody's tires, I might break girl code for that. Because it's like, don't be like that.
Yeah.
On one way or the other.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I feel the same way too. Of course, if a friend were to tell me something about their marriage and it's something really bad, I mean, I just want her to know, like, I have your back, and like, how do you need me in this like situation? Like, do you need me to help you like get out of this?
Yeah.
Or do you just like, do I just like not get involved? I think it's just like a case by case situation, really.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will tell you stuff just because they simply need to get it out and not because they want your help.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think it's important that if that person is coming to you about something serious, that you know that I want to be your safe person. So whatever you say to me, I will keep it. And then if you want to talk about it with everybody else, like we definitely can. But that's like kind of like on you to guide that conversation. Another one that I thought we could talk about was, what if a friend tells you they're pregnant, but it's not public?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, would you like tell other people, or would you still keep it to yourself?
I think I would probably, depending on if they were like, I am, but don't tell anyone, I'd probably be like, okay, like I'm going to leave that alone, because it's not my business to tell. Sure. I would be upset if I told somebody. Yeah. And then they went and told everyone.
I definitely get that, but this actually leads into like the next flow of our conversation. I would probably tell my husband though. Like if it was someone like you. Yeah. If you actually told me though, like, I don't even want you to tell your husband, I would keep it. But I would at least let you know, like, oh my gosh, can I tell Kyle?
Well, yeah.
Because I'd be so excited that I need to like tell like one person.
Yeah. Well, in that case, because there have been instances where we've like shared something with each other and we've both been like, can I tell Danny? And it's like, yeah, you can tell him. But if there was ever something that you were like, this has to be between you and me, then I wouldn't tell him.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's how I like to navigate, is I always want to ask that person, or I tell that person like, well, I'm going to like, is it okay if I tell Kyle, or like whatever, because I'm not trying to get in trouble.
Right. Yeah. But I think when you're married or like in a relationship, everybody kind of just, well, I just kind of expect, like if I tell you something, then Kyle's probably going to know.
Yeah. Same by.
Unless I was like, do not tell him this at all. Yeah. But there's not very many things I can even think of.
And I think that both of our husbands, like, they're not the kind of people that like go and spill,
like tell everybody.
If I was with someone that was very social and like to talk, I would probably keep some things from him, but he's like my little diary.
Yeah. Well, and that's also like, there's just certain friends that you can tell things to that you know are not going to go and like tell everybody.
Yeah. There's your fun friends, and then there's your deep friends.
Yeah. So you have to like be kind of selective on who you tell certain things to. Yeah. Because not everybody can be in that. Like, you get to know all my deep, dark secrets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, this leads into the next part, which would be spouse secrets.
Spouse secrets.
Yeah. So I was just going to talk about, like, do you just feel like you have a pressure to share everything with your spouse when it comes to like a secret that you found out, or just like anything in general? Like maybe even like a secret that's just like your secret, you know, like something you did and you're like, I don't know, I could keep this to myself, or I should probably tell him because I feel bad keeping this to myself.
Well, I think also case by case, you know, like some things are not super serious, or if it's about somebody else and I feel like it doesn't relate to him at all, or I feel like he's going to get too involved or upset about it, then I'll probably be like, nah, I don't really need to share that.
Right.
But if it's something that I'm like, oh my God, guess what? And I'm allowed to like say it, then I would say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I definitely feel the same on that one
like,
too.
Not everything has to be like open book, because I feel like we as people just want to have something that's private about ourselves, but it's just kind of dependent on the situation.
So with this next question, it kind of talks about like, where do you draw the line with like respecting like honesty in your marriage, but also the privacy of that secret from someone else, when you're like, I don't really know what to do. Have you ever been in a situation like that where you're like, this is like pretty serious, they told me not to say anything, but you're like, oh my God, like I need to talk to someone about this, and it's your husband. Do you still
share it?
Spill the tea,
even if somebody's like, don't tell anyone?
Like,
I guess it would depend on if they knew each other, maybe.
Yeah.
So if somebody from work, like a client, was like, this is between you and me, but they didn't know my husband, maybe
Yeah.
Because it would be like, or I would probably ask them, like, is it okay if I tell my husband? Like, he doesn't know you, and they'd say yes or no.
Yeah.
But there's also been times where people have said, like, you cannot tell anybody. And I am like, I'm not telling anybody.
Yeah.
Like, there was an instance where I knew, like, sisters, and one of them was getting married, but not telling the other ones.
Oh my gosh.
And I kept that secret because I'm not about to get into your guys' drama.
Dang.
And then, like, when the other sisters found out, they were like, how come you didn't tell us? And I was like, I'm not trying to, like, break anybody's trust with me. Because as soon as I tell you, you're going to know that, oh, Julia's not trustworthy anymore. Because she's out here telling secrets.
Yeah.
So I just want to be, like, trustworthy in that way.
For sure.
So,
yeah. What about if your husband or your spouse spills a secret about you?
I don't know if that's ever happened.
That? I think that for me, I would just be really hurt, and a bunch of trust would be broken if I said, I told you not to say this.
Yeah.
And you told people. I mean, my husband, he doesn't. If you guys knew my husband, he's just so chill. Like, keeps to himself. Nothing like me. But yeah, I would be really heartbroken
if he, like, told
if he shared something that I was like, you knew that this was, like, confidential.
Yeah.
And you told that. I think it would make things weird in my marriage for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never, like, experienced that. And I don't know. I guess it would just depend on what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in relationships that I'm like, I told you not to do that and you did that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember in high school, I was dating this guy, the body snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason why we called this guy the body snatcher is because he was known for taking girls' virginities, and he definitely took mine. And I, whatever. I was a little hottie with a body, and I sent him a picture. And it wasn't like I was naked or anything, but, like, for me, because I'm not a person that likes to, like, I don't know. It was just like a private picture for my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing crazy, but for me, it was like, it meant a lot that I even did that.
Yeah.
I just told him, like, I really don't want you to, like, show anybody that. And he showed a bunch of people that.
Ooh.
And that, like, really was just like.
And that's, like,
why?
Definitely breaking your trust.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He broke my, it was not cool. So, like, because of that, I never sent a picture ever to I've never even done that to my husband.
Yeah.
One time, though, he goes, I had to go to a cheer competition in California.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, send me a sexy picture of you. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And, like, in this, like, shitty, like, hotel we were in, it was like, if you had the door open, like, and you're sitting on the toilet, there was, like, a mirror across the way. So, like, I just, like, had a picture of me sitting on a toilet.
Here's your dirty picture.
Like, and he goes, you never send me pictures. And this is why.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that my husband wouldn't.
Yeah. But you've been traumatized at this point.
I have been traumatized.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm sorry. He ruined it for
everybody. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if it's something that I felt, like how you were saying, you kind of felt, like, insecure about sending a picture like that a little bit. If it was something that I felt, like, really, like, weird and upset about, and then they went and did that, I would be really upset. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember this girl I used to know. She was dating this guy, and she sent him a picture, and he ended up, like, sharing it on social media.
Yeah.
And she was devastated, like, heartbroken, because she was just like, that wasn't meant for everybody. So I can definitely see how that would be traumatizing.
Do you remember? Okay, so we're like, we're going back in time. That's my diddaloo is my, go traveling back in time. Do you remember, there was this girl we hung out with who, like, didn't talk much, what I'm talking about. Okay, so we hung out with this girl, we would go clubbing, whatever. She didn't talk much, but she, like, drove us around while we all were drunk. Mm-hmm. She probably was drunk too, but we were like, you're the most sober, you're driving us. And
clubbing in your 20s.
we were all hanging out, and we were like, See, this is us being bad. This is the things that we were talking about just now, and we just did it. We were talking about if anybody had dick pics. Like, all the things we're talking about, we're like, that's not cool. And I mean, like, so remember that one time we were like sharing dick pics with each other? Like, we're hypocrites. Anyways, we were sharing dick pics. But see, guys are stupid though, because like they'll just whip it out anytime. Yeah. Okay. Like, let's talk about that. Like,
there's a reason
they want us to see it, and then they want their friend. They wanted to show it. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a totally different thing.
If somebody's sending you a dick pic, it's because they want other people to see it.
Guys are. So
I don't know
stupid.
why guys think.
I don't know why we even.
Pics.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like so cringe to me. I'm like,
it's hilarious.
I'm like, what? Why would you? Okay.
And it's so unsolicited. Like, it's usually
they just think like, oh, we're going to see that.
Time.
So we're like, oh my God, I'm on my way to your house now.
Oh my God, that's so
It's
hot.
more of just like, I'm going to show my friend this.
Check out what this guy sent me.
Like, what a fucking weirdo. All I said was, hey, and he just sent me that.
Yeah, it'll be like 10 a.m.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But it's, back then, yes. That was
anyways,
how it
we're,
went.
whatever, talking about these, whatever, and we're sharing pictures with each other. And that girl that I was just talking about, she sent us a picture of this. She showed us a picture of this guy's like butthole, but he had like tattoos inside. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that. I wish I did.
She was like, oh, I've got a good one. And she was so quiet. She just was like, I have a good one. And we're like, okay. So she pulls it up, and we're thinking it's a dick pic. And it's just like a butthole with tattoos around it. I'm like, she won. She won the
She wins the dick pic award.
She won. And then I also was like, why is this guy sending her his butthole with tattoos? That's weird.
And who took the picture?
Yeah, I don't know.
Who's taking that for you?
Who? What? When? Where? Like, why? How?
I don't think there were tripods at that time.
No, I don't think so either, because this is back in like 2008, 2009.
I really want to know who he went and was like, hey, I really want to send this photo. Can you take a picture for me?
Does this turn you on? It's so weird. But anyways, I like how, I don't know. I just like traveled back in time, forgot about that, remembered that.
I don't remember that at all.
You showed me a dick pic that night too.
I probably did. I don't know whose it is, but
you know,
it's always something.
It was always something. These guys are weird, but yeah, I love how I was just like, I wouldn't like that if someone shared my pictures. And we're like, so remember that time we shared those pictures
with each other?
Yeah. So but I mean, I'm not proud of it. We were in our 20s. Mm-hmm. We've grown.
Yeah.
And also, like, I've been married for a long time, and like, no one's sending me those.
Yeah, nobody's sending dick pics. Like, we're past that era of our lives, I think.
Yeah. Right. Like, show me a picture of you like building a table. Like, that's hot. You know, like, yeah. Show me like a picture of you, like, I don't know, like something else, like productive.
Show me a picture of like the area of our house that you cleaned.
Yeah, and or like show me a picture of like the dinner you made.
Yeah.
Like, that's hot.
I love food pictures.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah, show me how you clean the garage.
Ooh, so hot. Yeah, things like that. Like, that is what's hot to me now.
And that's how you know we've gotten older.
I know, that's so daddy when you're like, fuck, you just made dinner. So hot.
Whoa,
you're so hot.
You just built the shed. Wow,
you just fucking built that with your hands. You're so hot. Look at you sweating.
Look at you.
Look at you.
You're nailing that to the wall.
Ooh, look at you screw that in. Yeah. Like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
Like, don't be sending me those pictures.
We just went on a whole ass rant.
We did. This had nothing to do with our topic. But that's why you guys love us, right? Because we're your friends that have ADHD.
Yeah.
And we're like, anyways, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll get back. Well, we're gonna reel it in. Back to the future.
Topic. Back to the future.
Yes. Okay. So since we're on secrets, I wanted to talk about, because, you know, we are mothers.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to talk about how do we navigate keeping secrets from our children without feeling guilty, or like knowing that your child's keeping a secret and like you caught them, but you're trying to get them to actually tell you the truth. Yeah. Yeah. Like, how do we navigate this?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever had an instance where anyone, like your kids were keeping a secret?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like anything super serious or like stuff where it's like
never anything serious,
Yeah.
but I would give them opportunities to be like, okay, like this is your chance. Like tell me right now. And you know,
They still
didn't.
wouldn't.
And then
Ooh.
we would, you know, have the facts, receipts, all the
Mhm.
things. And
So then
Yeah.
what happened?
they would have consequences. I mean, the biggest thing for us in our like family unit is like honesty. Everybody's not perfect and it happens, people lie, whatever. But just like, oh my god, my stomach is growling. I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm like starving. But it's just about like just owning up. Like I have done things as an adult that I'm like, I think, you know, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings,
Mhm.
but if you're just like not honest from the beginning, or like it's just going to backfire on you. Like I can think
Yeah.
of so many times that I'm like, you know, I should have just like went up to that person and just like talked to them when I found this out.
Yeah.
But instead it just like ended up just like going to flames.
Right.
So I know with my kids, I just always tell them like, you don't have to lie to me. I just need you to be honest. It's even like with like I don't know, anything, just tell me the truth. But when it comes to like me having to lie, I hate doing that. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, it's hard because again, like no one's perfect, and if there's like ever a time where it's like maybe me and my husband aren't doing very well right now or something,
Yeah.
and you know, trying to like hide that, you know, like mom and dad are not in a good place right now,
Yeah.
and acting like we are, I feel like that's me keeping a secret because I want to
Yeah.
be 100% authentic with them. I want them to know that like we're not perfect, but I also think like it's not good to fake it because I think the kids can always kind of pick up on it
Yeah.
too. So I hate having to do that sometimes when you're like everything's fine, but you can just feel that there's like tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think with that type of thing, it's more of like when you have a relationship with your person and you're
Mhm.
going through things, even though your kids are part of your family and part of your life, it's not their business and it's not up to them to fix it or figure it
Yeah.
out. And I feel like for me, I don't feel like I'm keeping a secret in that sense. I'm just not involving them in something that I don't feel like they need to be worried about,
For sure.
you know?
Yeah.
And there's different levels of just having maturity
Yeah.
and understanding. So I think about like my childhood. If I didn't know that my parents were fighting all of the time, then I probably wouldn't have always felt like I needed to fix stuff as an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
So I think just knowing what's appropriate for kids and what's not is
Yeah.
more of like how I try to navigate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but when they tell a secret, when they have a secret or something, or I can tell that something's bothering them, like there's been a time where there was a secret because they were insecure about it
Mhm.
or they felt like it was wrong and I had to kind of like get it out of them. And then once they realized it was a safe space for me
Yeah.
to know, then it moved beyond that,
Yeah.
you know? But yeah, just little like, I think the hardest lies are the little white lies.
Yeah.
The little petty stuff that's like, why are you lying about that?
Yeah. I know like with my children, I'll ask them like, oh, did you like put this away?
Yeah.
Or did you clean up this? And then I find like a few days later, like they took all of their, I don't know, candy wrappers and like shoved it in the couch. And it's like,
why would you do that?
Why would you? Or like sometimes the kids will just like eat a bunch of, I'll buy stuff from the store, they'll eat it up, and then there's just like an empty box in the pantry.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, who ate all of this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And then I'm thinking like, okay, you guys suck at this. Like, just hide the evidence. First off, hide the evidence. You know, like why would you
Don't
just
put it in plain
why
sight.
would you just leave an empty box there and then be like, I don't know who ate that? And then eventually I have to get it out of them. I mean, and they're not gonna get in trouble, but hey, just throw it away.
Yeah.
That's all I need you to do.
So I almost feel like with kids, when they do stuff like that, it's like they think that they're going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
So they end up doing it and being like, oh, well, if they don't find out, then I won't get in trouble. But you're going to get in more trouble.
You left
because
the box
as soon
empty.
as I figure it out, I'm going to be annoyed with you that you did that. Yeah.
Or it's like, oh, can you go clean your room? And then you shove everything in your closet and then you're like, oh, it's clean.
Yeah.
No, now your closet is a disaster zone and now it's even more work.
Yeah.
Just be truthful.
Yeah. Just be honest.
Yeah.
I know adults who do that.
Yeah.
It's like little petty stuff
Yeah.
that you ask them and they have to like lie or beat around it. And it's like, you're making it harder for people to trust you or to talk to you because you're giving me all these white lies.
Yeah, I hate the white
lies.
Like,
I'd rather you keep something really big from me than keep lying about stupid shit.
Yeah.
You know?
For sure.
Like, don't do that.
It's annoying. Well, the next thing I want to talk about is like, can you forgive someone for spilling your business?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because when I think about times where I've said something that's even trivial to somebody and then I find out that they told somebody else, I feel like immediately I'm not going to ever tell you anything again.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to come past that. Like, I can forgive a little bit, but I'm not going to forget because now that's how I see you.
I feel the same way. I think that for me, like, if I can tell that they actually genuinely feel bad, like they're like, I didn't mean for it to slip. Like, I told my husband, he's the one, you know, because like that has happened or whatever. And they're like, and they really feel sorry, you know, I'll just be a little bit more cautious, but I'll probably forgive them a little bit. I just, But if it was something really big where I'm like, you knew, then you're dead to me. But see, that's a flaw that I'm working through. I've done that for a lot of my life where I'm like, you're done. And I'll just act like you don't even exist. But I'm really been trying the last few years to not be like that and be more softer.
Yeah.
I'm just
more understanding.
I'm either like ride or die or you're dead. And I don't like that about me. So I've actually really been trying to be more like, okay, like I can see like where it is like coming from your point of view or whatever. And hopefully we can work through that.
Let them, right?
Let them.
That whole theory back again.
Fucking stupid theory. I'm sorry. Like that. I don't know if you've read that book, the let them theory. Fucking stupid. Let them and let us. No, I can't. Like I have way too many opinions. No, I am a control freak too. So,
well, I think like letting people do what they do is just a part of being mature and like maturing. I think it makes me more upset if I tell somebody something and they twist it to make it sound worse.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if I tell somebody something about like just something that's not really that serious and then they try to make me out to sound worse than it actually is, then that's when I get even more upset because I'm like, ooh, you're trying to like make me out to be someone that I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like that.
I just had a situation.
Don't do that.
I had a situation like that a few months ago where I think I thought I was doing the right thing and I like tried to keep it just like a small group of us because I was just trying to figure out like, how did this information get brought to me? And I'm being like, hey, like, what do you guys think about this? And then eventually we were just kind of like, let's just like let it go. And the information was brought to those people and it just made me look like an asshole when I was like, okay, I was really trying to do the right thing. I was just trying to like take my time and like navigate it and also kind of not react. That's my biggest thing is I used to, when I would find out something and especially if it involved me, I would react and like fire flames were behind me. This time I'm trying to be like, let me sit in it for a little bit. Let me like sleep on it for a few days. And then like, I'll get back to those people or maybe I'll handle the situation differently now that I've like taken time to really like think about it.
Yeah.
So I was trying to do that.
Yeah.
But when the information got brought to these people, obviously they were reacting the way that I probably would have reacted the same way, you know, and of course I apologized or whatever. And I was like, it wasn't meant to be like that, whatever. Cause again, I was really trying, but it is what it is. And it was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
And I just think like out of that lesson, I think that when things are brought about people, you just like, if they're important to you, you should just like turn to them and be like, hey, like, this is what I heard. It's just a whole mess, but you know, like that's what life is a mess.
Just
and
navigating.
You learn and hopefully you try to make yourself better and improve because like I mean, we're obviously talking on a podcast. I am no angel. Jules is no angel. We have had many times where we have fucked up.
Yeah.
But I think that what makes things better is realizing you're like, hey, like I will own that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really sorry. And it's up to like those other people to continue that relationship. And same for us. If it happens to us, it's important for us to see, do I want to continue this relationship with this person? And how are we going to navigate that?
Right.
So, because we're all going to, but if I feel like a person is doing something maliciously, that's when I'm like, more like, I'm going to just kind of walk away from this.
Yeah. Or I'm just going to kind of know who you are. Like, I got your number. It's okay.
I see you.
I understand what's going on here.
I see you.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just kind of knowing. But like you said, going back to when you care about somebody and you find something out that they've said to you, about you, that's when it hurts the most.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're like, I really thought that like we were like tight.
Yeah.
And I'm really hurt that you did this to me. Yeah.
I've always been someone who it takes a while for me to think about something and act on it. Like I simmer for a long time.
Yeah.
So in situations like that where it's like, okay, well, should I talk to them? Should I not? I almost have to figure out like the right timing or moment. But then there's times where I don't want to have this tension between somebody and I have to see them and talk to them like right away.
Yeah.
So it's like when those types of situations happen, I'm like super stressed because I'm usually so like slow moving with it. I'm just like, oh, let me calculate this and let me figure it out. But when I feel like I have to resolve this, then that's when I get all stressed.
Because you're like, I just want everything to be good.
Yeah, I don't want to be in this like weird space.
Oh wait, is that didn't you have a Libra moon, right?
Yeah.
That must be
no. Libra rising.
Oh, but that must be your Libra.
Maybe like the balance
of you trying to be like, I have to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah, trying to like keep everything balanced. Chill. Yeah, my moon's a Pisces, so that's where like the emotional part comes in. Yeah.
Yes, I love astrology. I'm always like, what's your sign?
Back to astrology.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's basically all I wanted to talk about is just like secrets, girl code, spouses, all the things. Because the reason why I even like thought about this is I was watching an episode of The Valley. Do you watch The Valley?
No.
I know you're not like a big Bravo girly, but I'm watching The Valley right now, and on this episode of The Valley, there was a guys group chat, and in the guys group chat, everything in the group chat stays in the group chat. Well, someone from the guys group chat decided to say something that was in the group chat to another guy that was not in the group chat, just like, oh, like, let me tell you what was said in. And I think he thought he was doing like, you know, bro code, right? Like, let me tell you something. Hopefully you're not going to share it, right?
Yeah.
But the guy shared it.
Yeah.
And then it got back to the ex-wife.
Ooh.
Which led me to this, where I was like, you know,
how would you feel?
Yeah. If like we have a girl chat and then, you know, you're like, oh my God, let me tell you about, like, you're talking to maybe like one of your clients at the salon. You're like, oh my God, I have to tell you something that like happened to my friend Skylar. And then it somehow, I don't know, she knows someone that knows someone and it gets back.
Yeah.
You feel like such an asshole. Like, because you're like, fuck, I didn't know that this was going to get out.
Yeah. Especially here where we live.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows at least somebody you know.
Oh, yeah.
So you
everybody's
have to be
connected.
Like, really aware of who you're saying what to.
Yeah.
You have to really trust.
Yeah. So that's what inspired me to do this episode today. Even though we had another topic ready to go, which we can do like next week.
Yeah.
I just thought this was important to talk about.
It is. And like you said, like nobody's perfect. And there's definitely been times where I can think of I probably said something that I didn't need to say about somebody. And it probably got back to them. And it's like, fuck.
I know. And then you just feel so bad. You're like, I am a shitty person.
Yeah. Because we've all done it.
Yeah.
It's not like you can really claim like, oh, I've never been that way. But I think the goal is to, as you get older and you get more mature, just realizing when it's appropriate and when it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially, and I think it's hard too, like, everybody has a different approach to when they hear, because no one wants to hear something bad about themselves.
Yeah.
And just being like, okay, how do I navigate this? Because I don't want this person to like flip out on me or flip out on the person that I heard this from.
Yeah.
So it's like a weird situation. You're kind of, especially when you have girl friendships where maybe it's like a friendship of 3 and something gets brought up or one of the friends says something about the other one. It's like, what do you do?
Yeah,
in that
gets
situation? Because I feel like
messy.
that's a very common thing when there's like 3 or 4 friends and something happens, and then this is like the topic, and it's like, okay, so we don't want to talk to her about it, but we're talking about it, but she's not here, but I feel bad that we're even talking about it. So yeah, it sucks.
Or also, I just thought of this, family secrets.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother situation.
Yeah.
Like when there's something that's happened, but people don't want to tell one person in the family. And it's like, how do you navigate that?
Yeah.
Do you tell that person or do you leave it alone?
Yeah.
Because there's been a few times where I've like either heard something, but then they don't want to tell somebody. And it's like, okay, well, I don't want to be in the middle of this and I don't want to know this secret. So now I feel like I'm in an awkward space.
Yeah, because now you knew, and then if things get brought up and they find out, oh, well, you knew.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck.
I should.
I probably should
need to know that.
I don't know.
I'd rather not know. Like I'd rather not know.
Like, I don't want to get mixed up in your family drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's what's hard about, being in a relationship.
Yeah,
because like if they have like their stuff, you're kind of attached to that person, and then you kind of know everything, and then you feel. But I will say, like, the good thing about my relationship with my sister-in-law that lives here is, like, I mean, and like, there's really not anything going on, but we've always just been like, let's just always focus on the kids. Like, it's a very good relationship. Like, we and her like don't have any drama.
Yeah.
Like, we're just always like, let's just make sure that these children have a good childhood.
Yeah.
That's like our goal. You know, and then like whatever happens, like, I don't know, in that family stuff, that's kind of like on them. But they don't really have a lot. But you know,
everybody's got family drama.
Something always gets brought up somehow. And but I will say that like me and her never try to get
like involved.
Yeah. We're just kind of like, oh, this sucks that this is happening. Anyways, when do you want to schedule another play date?
Anyways.
Yeah, no, she's cool. I have like a very good,
she's super cool.
Love her. Shout out to my sister-in-law.
Hey, we love you.
Yeah, you're the best. You are. She really is the best though.
Yeah.
Like, my brother-in-law is so lucky to have her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's cool. She can do everything.
She's amazing.
She literally is amazing.
She's like so good at so many things.
She gave birth at home twice.
She's wild.
She is super wild. Yeah, she's a super woman
on another level.
Yeah, she is. And she's a great cook, and she builds things.
She gardens.
She's
like amazing with the charcuterie board.
She can do everything.
Yeah.
She does her nails great.
We're like really shouting.
Are we fangirling over my sister-in-law?
Yeah.
She is. And she always wins Rummy Cube. Every time.
I know.
It pisses me off. Every time I'm always like, I'm going to fucking beat her. And then she's like, and then it's her turn. And then she's like, bam, bam, bam. I win.
It's because we can't do math.
Her brain just works differently.
She's quick.
She's so smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, secrets.
Secrets.
This was a good episode.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you liked him. Yeah. I'm glad that you were cool with just like going with the flow. Had no idea what we were going to talk about.
I know.
But yeah, I just thought this could be, I don't know. I just felt better about this one.
Yeah. This is what we need.
And also,
to do
I didn't really do my homework with the other one.
You don't have to admit that. That's okay.
I kind of did, but was like, ugh.
Well, sometimes different things are meant for different periods, you know?
Yeah.
So maybe we just need to save that for the next time.
Yeah.
Or the following times, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
I'm not worried about it.
We got lots of topics and things to talk about. We always have things to talk about. So, okay. Well, thanks for listening to our podcast.
Yes. And don't forget to like, share, and follow OMG What Podcast on all the platforms.
All the platforms.
And we will see you next time.
Yeah, bye.
Enjoyed listening to our crazy stories. Also, don't forget to subscribe, like, and review us on your favorite podcast platform. And follow us on social media for even more fun content and behind-the-scenes looks.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, bye.
Bye.